This is my room, not yours. Please go out. I literally told you to go out of my room. If you don't go out when I count to 3, I'm gonna tell Mom what you did yesterday. It's not telling on you, it's doing the right thing. What do you want? God. Do you really have to ask your big sister to do stuff? Because, like, I don't want to help you in any kind of way. You know that, right? Good. Okay. Because it's Christmas soon, I'm gonna listen to you. Because Christmas is a time of giving and doing nice things for people. Okay. So, what do you want? Oh yeah, you are actually going to middle school next year. I forgot that. You want me to give you some tips for school and recommend some school supplies? That is the lamest thing I've ever heard someone ask me to do. Fine, I'll do it, but it's the last thing I'm ever doing for you in your life again. Understood? Okay. So first, I'm gonna give you some tips about the teachers and everything around the school. You know, how the school goes, because I graduated last year. So first, for the teachers, you should avoid 2 teachers. First, Mr. Fishman. His breath smells like sardines, and everyone hated him. He talks too slow. Everything is slow. He's like a sloth or something. He like works so slow that we couldn't understand whatever he said. Like, he works like in slow motion, literally. Like, ugh. And second teacher, the math teacher, Mrs. Gurman. Well, you don't want to ask her anything. If you ask a question to her, she will literally answer your question for like the whole 50 minutes of class. I once asked her a question on like a math test, and she like answered that question for like the whole period, and we were all like, what the heck is she doing? So avoid those 2 teachers. They're like, ugh. Second, the cafeteria is kind of like small, so if you're gonna eat hot lunch, it's best if you go early. And if you're gonna eat cold lunch, it doesn't really matter, but just the cafeteria might be a little small in your elementary school. And the next thing, there's like a couple of water fountains. Wait, didn't you have like an orientation? Like, why am I telling you these stuff again? Right. Because I am like the nicest sister in like the whole world. Anyway, there are water fountains, but they're kind of dirty, so you might not want to drink from them. If you're gonna drink water, just take water from home. That's why I always take water bottles. And the next couple of things that I want to say is there is a theater and auditorium, but the auditorium is kind of too cold, so it's good if you want to take like a jacket or something when you go there. And the theater is basically where you might take music classes or acting drama classes. And the theater, it's fine, but it's just kind of creepy though. Yeah. And the last thing is the school is like kind of big, so you might lose your way in the middle of it. It's kind of like a maze, but if you get used to it, you know, like in a week or so, I bet you'll get used to it or something. It's just like you kind of need a map for the school, because like the roads are like this and you don't know where everything is, so you're gonna have kind of a hard time on the first week, but that's not my problem. Anyway, okay, now I'm going to recommend some school supplies you might need. And you don't need to take any art supplies because for middle school, the art teacher and the art room has all the art supplies, so you don't need anything. First, it's good, like especially when you have 7th period on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you might want to take these mitts. These are like a must take to school when you're like tired, like after lunch. You're gonna have to take at least one of these because this will probably wake your sleep because like you're gonna be so tired. And actually the good thing about these is that once after you eat all of them, the smell is like still so strong. So, and next there's a peach flavor. Yeah, this smells good. Oh, and by the way, I am not doing this for free. You know that, right? Yeah, I'm actually expecting some money in my bank account soon, so. Next, you're going to need a music note for music class. And next, you don't need like that much stuff, but you might want to take a stapler because like when you get a lot of homework, you're gonna need to staple up because you're gonna lose all of them. And if you lose your homework, you fail classes. Next, you're going to need kind of these kind of pens that have like 3 to 5 colors on them. For when you take notes, I mean, I doubt you'll take notes, but. And you might also need this pencil thing, you know. There isn't really like a pencil sharpener at school, so. And of course, you're gonna need some highlighters. And also you're going to need a 3-hole wire bound notebook, especially for English and literature class. Here are my 3 other highlighters. And you might also want to take a whiteboard marker because like sometimes you might be called up front to do some things on the board, and I don't know if it's chalkboard or whiteboard, but I suggest you take this whiteboard marker. And you never know when you're going to take a test, so you're going to take a computer sign pen. And yep. Also, fun fact, don't talk to the principal. The principal is like kind of like wacko, so like don't try to get conversation with him because like he's weird. Next, you might need some pocket tissues. You never know when you're gonna sneeze or when you need these for personal. Oh, and the boys' bathroom may not have toilet paper, so. Also, you might want, I mean, I took this because I wanted to, but like these are like mini planners, like things to do, like you might want to write down your homework that day that you have or something. And like I know I'm talking like an A+ student, but trust me, I failed like half of my classes and I'm still fine. Next, I told you don't really need art supplies, but just in case, you might want to take your own scissors because like you don't want to like borrow scissors from other kids. Actually, I want to cut you up like this. Actually, let's say this is you or your school report card. Then if I was mom, I would do this. No offense. Last, this is glue stick. I recommend clear glue stick and not like the white ones because they're kind of not that good. Okay, well that's basically it for some school tips about middle school and some school supplies that I recommend using, but like you shouldn't like be excited for middle school because it's like not what you think it is. So anyway, I'll expect some cash in my bank account by tomorrow, and if you don't, okay, well, since I sincerely and kindly showed you and gave you some tips, I suggest you go out of my room ASAP. Okay, bye.